Hello, I am Rebecca and this is Lindsay, and we are couples therapists with Inland Empire Couples Counseling. And we are talking today about unique challenges to being non binary in relationships. So I'm asking the questions, and Lindsay, as expert here, is answering them. We're going to start with what are some unique challenges to being non binary in a romantic relationship?
So I would say that some unique challenges to being non-binary in a romantic relationship would be related to having a
Have a moment.
moment. Things such as what we like to think of in society as typical heteronormative gendered roles when it comes to uh, what the quote unquote husband should do, what the quote unquote wife should do. But that is not necessarily the case even in heteronormative relationships, nor is it in a non-binary romantic relationship. What could be a larger challenge, though, is if somebody who is non-binary is recently discovering this or coming out, and then being able to work with the partner that we have been with before the coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking on unique challenges like with the gender role stuff. It's like there's so much that maybe we have to talk about that we can't just presume is that you're going to do this because you're the man, or
Mhm.
these are the roles that I take on because I am the female partner. Like, what does that look like then? There's when one of us is non-binary, like we have to have a lot more overt and open conversations about what we expect, because there's not as much that we can just take as a given, or that's just assumed. And that can be difficult for people who don't have the comfort or stamina to have those kind of conversations, or maybe don't even have the language to be able to describe why is it that you're not meeting this need, or why is it that I'm, disappointed or whatever. And say more about additional challenges to coming out non-binary after being in the relationship. So you're already partnered with someone and then come out non-binary, and like that looks different maybe than when you enter the relationship already out.
Yeah, I think that it can cause disagreements or kind of this uncertainty with both partners as to, well, what does this now mean, right? Because maybe when we started the relationship, we did have more of a definitive role as in gender, or maybe that I did see you as now husband, but now I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be seeing or how I'm supposed to be feeling. And then it also has challenges for the other person because they're able to now express or know themselves more, as in, this is how I feel, this is how I am. So I'm coming to being this non-binary person, but yet I have to explore this for myself as well. So one person is trying to find themselves, and then the other person then sometimes feels a little bit lost as to what now their role is.
Right. Right. Are you talking about the cisgender partner? Is then maybe
Correct.
okay. Okay. Might have to rethink, what does it mean about me if before we were in a hetero relationship, or maybe we were in a gay relationship and now you're not? Does that mean that I have to shift the way that I identify or the way that I think about myself if I'm not now partnered with the gender that I thought I was partnering with?
And what does this mean for the sometimes people might question, what does this actually mean for us in a relationship, when it comes to sexual preference, or the whole kind of foundation of what I felt that we had, or does this mean the whole time that you have been happy with me, or maybe you haven't been happy at all? So it brings up a lot of challenges and a lot of things that people can definitely talk about, work through, but it is a little bit unique.
Right. So if we have a couple who's facing some of these unique challenges to being non-binary in a romantic relationship, how does therapy help?
So therapy can help because it starts these conversations. It can work with these difficulties that either one of the partners may be feeling, and also them together in a relationship. Like, what does this actually mean for us? Like, where do we go from here? Or uh, what what are you struggling with? Where are you at? Right? Really meeting each other and trying to figure out what this really means, because it will change the kind of the structure of some of the relationship, or the things that we thought we knew about somebody, but yet now it might be shifting a little bit or changing. And I really want to get to know this new person, or maybe I'm not ready to get to know this new person, or maybe I'm not really on that same level and I've just been thrown into this. So I'm we want to figure it out, but we want to do it in a healthy way, and we want to do it best, in order to help one individual to their happy, healthy self that they have recently discovered. But at the same time, we want to be supportive of the other person, the cisgendered person too, in saying that, this is shocking, this is different. Let's figure this out.
Right. I think therapy can be especially beneficial when either one of the partners is having um, a hard time, like holding their own reactions or their own responses to something aside enough to show up for their partner. So maybe it's like, I can see that you really need me to be here for you in that. And I can't be there for you because I can't get past what this means for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can't hold space for how confusing this is for you because all of that just looks like rejection and I can't even, despite best of intentions. And that's where a therapist being in the middle there can help to like be a buffer, can help to increase your coping skills, your stamina for being able to have the hard conversation. The therapist can be a temporary in the middle person that's able to hold space for both of you so that you can figure out how to reconnect with each other so that this thing doesn't have to be a thing that pulls you apart. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you should
And
kind
always being that sorry, just always being that third party, right? So we can be able to have both of them come to the space and feel like it's safe for us to be able to do so, and really, be the vessel for both of them.
right. And you started to talk a little bit already, but can we speak more directly to the needs of the cis partner? I think that sometimes what can happen, especially if someone is coming out after being in the relationship, that the partner may be super supportive. They may be like, yes, I'm proud of you. I want this for you. I can see how happy you are, whatever. And the cis partner might be there feeling like there's maybe not space for them to talk about how this has impacted them, or maybe there's not space for the cis partner to talk about how they're confused or they're angry or they feel lied to or whatever. Like that can be a hard place to inhabit.
Mm-hmm. And I think that that's the important part of the needs of the cis partner, is that this is something that they didn't know was coming. They didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what was coming at them. And so they're kind of thrown out of an element of comfort already to begin with. And then even if we're the most supportive people, there's still a lot of emotions and a lot of things that can come along with it. So I think that both of them need to have their space to be able to come and talk about really how they're feeling, and not feel a sense of guilt or shame with the emotions that they might be having, with this new information, with this new type of person that they're going to be finding out that they love and care about, has, gone non-binary, and really come out and showed them and been their authentic self. But we also want to hear and have the cis partner also be their authentic self. And it's very vulnerable place for both to be in.
Right, right. And that can come also with a lot of fear and a lot of potential grief and pain. If we look at, can our relationship survive this? If you're trans and um, transitioning and non-binary, like what does that look like for, can we still be together? Do we need to decouple in a conscious way? Like there's just so many um, elements that could be really challenging for a relationship. And we want people to know that um, you don't have to do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Are professional people who know this stuff inside and out, who know how to help people have fantastic relationships that are supportive and affirming of both partners. And Lindsay is one of those people at our office. If you are interested in working with Lindsay, you can find out more about their services at iecouplescounseling.com. We also have a ton of other resources there for all types of relationship issues. And yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.